Man, it's crazy. It's a crazy idea that we're literally like putting our life on the line just for entertaining for other people. I'm trying to put the Netherlands on the map, also in MMA, and I'm really trying to bust open doors for the fighters that come after me.
What's the best fight you've ever seen?
I liked the Jake Paul. No, no, no. I'm just kidding.
Got me
Just
there.
kidding, just kidding. Just kidding. Sorry, sorry, friend. Hey, hey, don't unfollow me, fans, please, please.
What's up, fighting fans? Tips from the Fight IQ channel. Today we're coming back for another episode of the Fight IQ Unplugged. I have the opportunity to talk with Noah Blyden today. Thanks, Noah, for coming with us.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks for the invite.
So, Noah, you're now an MMA pro athlete with a professional record of 5-1. You coming out of the Netherlands, but also representing Suriname.
Hmm?
You train currently at Vos Amsterdam Gym and Impact Fit in Utrecht. But could you please share with us how you came into the fighting world?
Yeah, so I did some strength and conditioning training, fitness, but that didn't excite me so much. Yeah, that's how I was looking for something new, and I tried kickboxing. So I went to a fighting school in the neighborhood, Vos Gym, and a lot of people talked about Vos Gym, over the hard sparring and all the champions that came from there. And instead of like getting scared of all the stories, I thought, that's interesting. Let's see for ourselves how it is over there. So I went to the gym. I didn't had any stuff, but I went and they say, hey, what are you doing here? What do you want to do? Say, yeah, I'm here. I want to start kickboxing. Then they ask me, "Oh, you have any experience?" I say, "No, it's the first time." Then they say, "Oh, okay, okay. Well, you can get stuff there in the back. Just look for a pair of gloves and get ready, and the class starts then and then." So yeah, that's how I started the journey.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
I think 12 years now.
12 years ago. Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Do you think that being from the Netherlands, which is a country with a great combat sports culture, especially kickboxing, Muay Thai, do you think that influenced you into choosing that path?
There was like a family friend, but we see him as family. A fighter called Warren Stavelmans, and he really did great at that time at K1 and Showtime, and he was an example for a lot of people. So when I decided to try kickboxing, I knew that he was also training and coming out for Fos Gym Amsterdam.
Okay.
So that's why I really wanted to see for myself and go to Fos Gym to check it out. So that was a nice influence. But of course, like in the fighting game, like all the Dutch fighters were doing like great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a good example, and yeah, a lot of times you want to follow that path, and you see that it's like it's possible,
Yeah.
because a lot of other fighters showed that it's possible, and in the Netherlands we showed that we on like the world stage we are one of the best or not the best strikers.
Yeah. And so you were first a kickboxer before being a MMA pro athlete. From what I saw, your last competition was in 2019. Is that correct? In kickboxing?
I'm not sure about that one because I know that I have some fights on YouTube,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of fights that are not on YouTube.
Okay.
Also, I made sure that I like because I got a lot of dropouts. So with some promotions, I made sure that they don't put my video because I didn't want to scare my opponents because I was getting a lot of dropouts, and like a lot of times when I fought, I did like I was a substitute fighter,
Oh, okay.
then they had no choice to just face me because yeah, there was no other option
Yeah.
left. So but yeah, it could be that that was the last one, but yeah.
And I saw that your MMA debut was in 2016, so we'll go later a bit deeper on this. But so does that mean that at some point you were training for both MMA and kickboxing at the same time?
Yeah, so actually, when I started at the first gym, I took all the classes over there. So Safat, so the French kickboxing, Taekwondo, I did Taekwondo,
Oh,
boxing. So doing and starting with all different disciplines really made me grow fast, into the martial art games because I took all the base from all the different disciplines and I created like my own thing and style and see what works for me. And yeah, that was nice. That was cool actually. So I also started with Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, grappling, and MMA back then.
okay.
The only problem was, or not a problem, but yeah, in the Netherlands, MMA was not that popular.
Okay.
So a lot of times when promoters ask for like fighters around a certain weight, yeah, most of the time it was for kickboxing. So eventually, I put the focus more on kickboxing because I wanted to go to the A class and compete on the highest level. So yeah, yeah. On some point, I made the switch fully on kickboxing and yeah, put
And
my mind to that.
makes sense. Where you can compete the most, I suppose. After that, I mean, you decided to switch back to MMA. Yeah, a bit more than a year ago. You started to be really active in MMA again,
Yeah,
and you stopped completely kickboxing. Is that correct?
yeah. That's correct.
Yeah. What made you switch back to MMA?
Well, I always loved MMA. It's like a more complete thing. I mean, if it's really about like fighting, that is like the ultimate challenge. That is how there's no bigger challenge than MMA, and I love to challenge myself and to compete myself with the best in the world. Like doesn't matter the discipline, if it's like a black belt in taekwondo or Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I just want to see that when the cage closes,
Yeah.
we gonna see who's the best. And yeah, and MMA excited me more. Also, worldwide MMA is bigger. Also, there is more appreciation towards MMA. Not only financial, but also fans and views and stuff like that. So because I'm a family man, and it's also important that I provide for my family.
Yeah.
Uh, it's also a thing that I'm like, waiting out stuff like, okay, I need to take a lot of time for the fighting game, but if I play my cards right, I can also earn something out of it. So it's also like a balanced game. But what I said, I want to challenge myself. I want to take the most out of myself and see where it all goes.
Yeah.
So that's why I choose MMA above kickboxing eventually.
Makes sense. You're currently training at two different gyms, as I mentioned, so Vos Amsterdam Gym and Impact Fit in Utrecht.
Yeah.
How does that work for you? Do you think it's better for you to have different training partners in different gyms to have maybe more experience?
Well, I was all like I'm very curious guy, and I'm always open for new insights, techniques, and see what works for me, and to
Yeah.
create my own style. That's how I started in my martial arts game in Vos Gym, where I did like different classes, and that's what helped me, and that's what I kept doing. So even though like in the old school vibe, it was not like a common thing to train with also other people from other gyms.
Yeah.
I did it, and my trainer was cool with it because he knew where I was coming from, and I knew that I'm like a loyal person that just curious and just want to learn. And that always helped me. The thing is that like with striking, there are a lot of gyms where you can go and like get a proper workout, but for like the MMA game, it's a little bit difficult still. It's getting better. We are building the framework, but we're still in an early phase.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit hard for me to find a good place in the Netherlands where I also could work on my proper MMA game to compete with people all over the world, with on the highest level.
Yeah.
So luckily I found a good coach that really helped me in a short amount of time. Daniel Sharifi from Impact Fit
Okay.
to get the best out of me and to really prepare me for the highest level in the MMA game.
Okay. For example, if we take the example of Vos Gym, which is
Yeah,
really reputed here in the Netherlands, you have like teammates and coaches like Gilbert Eivel, Myrtel Groenhart. Oh, oh, have they impacted you as a fighter, but also as a human being?
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I was father at a young age.
Okay.
So I was 18 and I just wanted to do something. So went fitness that didn't excite me. Then I went into martial arts. The fighters over there training like big names and I saw them training and that really inspired me, because everyone goes through stuff in life, hard times, good times, hard times, and uh, I saw I really learned from my trainings partners and fighters in the gym, like how they dealt with certain stuff, but still managed to, provide for the family or to uh, win the championship, even though they
Yeah.
went through a hard and hard,
Yeah.
and tough
Struggles. Yeah.
struggles. So they really inspired me to like keep pushing and keep going and having a good mindset and staying true to myself. So that it really has been helpful for me, and I really learned a lot from my trainer partners, but also trainers.
Yeah. Yeah. Because of course, in those kind of sports, you always look at the performance, but
Mhm.
you never know what's happening inside somebody's lives because yeah, of course, athletes are also humans. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
take us through a typical week for you. Like, how do you train? I suppose you also change the intensity of your trainings when you're preparing for a fight.
Yeah.
But what does a typical week in your life looks like?
Well, I'm a man of many things. So, first of all, I'm a father of five. Luckily, the mother of my children is very, very. How do you say that? She uh, she she is very helpful.
Okay, sportive.
She's very supportive, um, and she knows the goal, and she knows um, you know she knows my intention,
Okay,
and she is very supportive in that. So that's a good thing, and that's why I could like uh, let certain things go and focus more on like my fighting career. uh, but yeah, I mean, you still have like a lot of responsibilities. So that's why I still work. I'm a full time entrepreneur. I give personal trainings. I give also kickboxing classes, some online coaching. I do modeling. I do some television stuff, some acting, some stunt performance. So I'm busy with a lot of things,
yeah,
but also things that like support each other, because on the in the end, as a fighter you're also like an entertainer.
of course.
um, you're there to entertain the crowd and to show your skills, and nowadays it's also important that people get to know you. And how is that possible? To show a bit more of yourself, or your diversity, like how you are as a person, but also your hobbies, things that you do. People like to see stuff.
True.
So if I do like a television program, uh, people like me because of the television program, and they start following me, and then they see, oh wait, he's not only the funny guy from the television, but he's actually also a good fighter. Oh, but that looks interesting. So now I'm also bringing out new people into the sport, which in the beginning never were like fan of the sport,
Yeah.
but now because they like me as a person and they're like interested in what I do, they also following the sport and think, hey, oh, that MMA thing is very good. Man, I'm a fan now. I'm gonna watch fights from now on. So I think it can also support each other.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a distraction. The only difference now is that I really have I really prioritize training and fighting. So that's the main priority at the moment. And if I have some time left to do some horse riding or to do some acting stuff or stunt performing, then I will do it. But the main focus, the main goal is to become world champion, and that's my priority at the moment.
Yeah, that's great to see because you're right. I think marketing yourself in the MMA world, it's a mandatory thing if you want to live from it at least. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think you're doing a great job at it at the moment.
thank you. Thanks.
Um, what aspects of fighting do you focus the most right now in training?
I'm focusing now more on my ground game. There's more hours into my ground game. Yeah, it's not like that. I cannot grow or learn anymore in fighting. That like martial arts is never ending. You can always get better, learn more, improve your timing, your speed, your precision. There are a lot of things you can always improve, but like the main thing now is like ground game. So wrestling, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So yeah, the last 2 years I was really busy like on the ground, and they paid off. I'm now a purple belt in BDG. So and we're still growing, and I also do like competition, grappling tournaments, competition for the experience.
That's cool.
Because. On the highest level you compete with people that maybe do it since they were like 8 or 9 years old, so you really need to keep up, and the only way to do that is to invest hours in it and make sure that you're ready for them.
There is of course the skills part in a fighter, but there's also the mental part, which is sometimes a bit underestimated by fans.
Mhm.
But it's really important to be ready in your head to have a good mindset. How do you stay ready mentally for fights?
How do I stay ready is focusing on positivity. And what do I mean with that is like a lot of times doing your preparation, you get anxiety. There are some doubts. Am I ready? Do I doing a good job? Or but this fighter is good on the ground, or is a good striker, or maybe this, or maybe that. So there are a lot of doubts and voices that like bringing your off your goal and momentum. And what I try to do is like focusing on things that are going well,
Yeah,
and if you do that, and if I do that, I get more energy, I get more power, and then I know that I'm doing a great job, and I'm well on my way towards my goal.
yeah,
So that keeps me focused. That keeps me focused. I'm first of all always grateful. I always share my gratitude towards things, for my health, for the amazing people around me. Um, I also manifest, making sure I talk things towards me, seeing myself with the belt, seeing myself with the victory, seeing myself surrounded with a lot of people that support me all the way. And I'm also like very aware now that I really have people that really support me no matter what, and knowing that really gives you the confidence that it doesn't matter how things go, it will always be okay. And that makes sure that I can really focus on doing my thing instead of being busy with, oh, I don't want to disappoint him or her or myself or things like that. No, just do what I love to do. That's martial arts. And I already saw the outcome a lot of times in my head. So we aim for that outcome. And until now, we did a great job.
For sure. Before we go deeper into your professional MMA career, I'd like to propose a small interlude in which I will ask you 10 questions and you have to choose between two answers as fast as possible.
Okay, perfect.
Are you ready?
Let's, I'm ready.
All right. What's the hardest part for you? The diet of the training intensity?
Training intensity,
Between a training, you like to choose between conditioning or technique?
technique,
You like to stick to the game plan or adapt to your opponents?
adapt to my opponent.
When you are not fighting, you like to watch fights or you are completely unplugging?
I'm unplugging.
After a fight, you like to chill, spend some time with loved ones, or you go back at the gym directly?
A combination of both. So basically, both.
What's your favorite technique?
Liver shot.
All right. Who would you like to spar with, past or present?
John Jones.
All right. If you could fight in any era of fighting, which one would it be?
The present.
Yeah, cool. What's the best fight you've ever seen?
I liked the Jake Paul. No, no, no. I'm just kidding.
Got me
Just
there.
kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Sorry, sorry for. Hey, hey, don't unfollow me, fans, please, please. No, I liked the John Jones and Daniel Cormier rivalry.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah,
And last question. What would you be if not a fighter?
actor.
Cool. So that was it for this small interlude. You did great. Now we're gonna spend some more time on your professional MMA career. So, as we mentioned earlier, you started it in 2016. It was at Alash Pride in Kazakhstan, but
Hmm.
Alash Pride is famous there. It revealed some of the best East European athletes. But that's a tough environment for a first MMA pro fight. How did it happen?
How did it happen? It was like shortly after New Year's Eve and Christmas, and I went back to the gym, and they were like, "Hey, Noah, would you like to fight?" And as always, I was like, "Oh yeah, when?" Yeah, it's in 1.5 weeks. I say, "Okay, yeah, but it's MMA." I say, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, but it's a pro MMA fight." I said, "Oh yeah, okay." Then they say, "Yeah, but it's against the champ." I say, "Oh yeah, okay." Then they say, "Yeah, but he's 15-1."
Yeah.
I say, "Oh yeah, no problem." And and then when I said yes to all of it, then I was training, and they say, "Oh yeah, by the way, do you know what weight it is?" I say, "Yeah, the weight what I'm fighting, right? Which was usually 86 kilo." Then they say, "No, no, no, it's on welterweight. It's MMA. You need to drop to
Oh,
welterweight." So
77.
77. So mind you, I was just like, in the Netherlands, you have something called oliebollen.
Yeah.
So big dough with like a lot of oil and sweet and like champagne and like New Year's Eve and Christmas. I mean, I don't have to explain you guys. So I was like 95 kilograms or something like that. And like in 1.5 weeks, I also needed to drop to 77 kilos. But yeah, I did it. I went like strictly into the deep.
Yeah.
I was even a C class kickboxer back then. I had three or four MMA amateur fights, which went well. But I mean, like that's nothing compared with like a
No.
killer in Kazakhstan's pro fighter 15 and
15
one.
and 1, yeah, that's crazy.
But hey, man, I mean, I never back down on challenges, and I was more excited than what something else. So, I went to Kazakhstan, and I really had one of the nicest experiences ever. Unfortunately, I lost the fight on the hill hook, but it was truly an amazing experience. It was really nice. They are very welcoming. The people are very nice. They are very respectful
Yeah.
towards fighters and the martial art game. Um, yeah, overall experience was really nice. They really take good care of us. Man, I just came into the country. I was half sleepy because I was tired of the flight, and my friend tried to wake me up. He said, "Hey, Noah, look." I was, leave me alone, man. And then I was looking, and then I saw myself like on a huge billboard, like
Oh,
facing the champ, like on a huge building on a billboard. I was like, whoa,
that's,
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Then we got, they brought us to the hotel, and next to the hotel you had like a small shopping center with a supermarket. So we stepped out, and all the people were like, "Hey!" and were like applauding and wanted to go on pictures. So yeah, it was really truly a nice experience because here in the Netherlands, man, you knock out the champ, you become world champion, and people say, "Hey, you're waiting in the line because I'm hungry. Go, step out." You're like, "Hey, come on, man. I just won my
Yeah,
championship belt, man. Come on, give me some credits or something, or just be a little bit kind." But yeah,
that's crazy.
in the Netherlands they call it heel nuchter. So they're like, okay, good for you, but
I don't care.
I don't care.
And yeah, that's great to hear that you enjoyed that first experience despite the loss. Of course, the guy fully experienced like 15 and 1. That's crazy to face somebody like this for a first pro
Yeah, and no
fight.
one no one wanted to fight him, so
I
yeah.
get it.
But yeah.
And what did you learn from that fight?
Mm, that I really enjoyed the martial art games, even though it also it's how do you say that? It's quite an experience, going into a new country,
Yeah,
knowing you're gonna face like a killer. No one wants to face. You're there, but that really showed me that I really love the sport, and I don't care about you know what are the odds or what
yeah.
happens. I just really love the game and the people and like the mindset and everything it takes to prepare yourself for a fight like that. So yeah.
And so, as we mentioned also earlier, there was quite a gap between your first and second fight because at the time kickboxing was bigger for you than MMA. But in March 2023, you came back to MMA and you
Mhm.
fought at Cage Fighting Series 13 in Austria.
Yeah.
And you won quite easily. I saw the fight, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Against Sladan Dobras, something.
Yes.
I think that was his name, Sobras. He was also making his debut, but you like a few calf kicks and it was over. If
Yeah.
we want to resume it that way.
Yeah.
But what did you feel about that performance?
Well, the thing is, like, because I was out for a while in the MMA game and also in fighting in general, I really wanted to gain some more experience. So when the fight was over that quick, I didn't feel like satisfied because I wanted to show more of myself.
Yeah,
But I know how it goes. One punch, one kick can be enough in a fighting game.
it is.
So I'm happy I wasn't in his place. We got that victory. um, but yeah, I mean, overall experience was nice. Met new people. Traveled to a new country. Was the first time for me in Austria. So like it's not only the fighting, it's everything that
Yeah,
comes with it, you know, the preparation, the new people you meet, the new insights. So, you know, I'm very grateful for the opportunity and the experience. But what I said, I would love to have the fight a little bit, that the fight was a little bit longer.
yeah,
But hey, I mean, I saw the opening. I saw like he didn't like the first one because it was like really on the muscle, and I really saw the fear in his eyes when I landed it. So I already knew that if I'm gonna land a next one, it probably is over.
yeah.
So in my head, I wanted to do something else, but my coach even Hippolyte say, "Okay, fake the jab and throw the low kick again." And when he said it, I was like, "No, no, Sensei, please, because if I do that, the
It's
fight
over.
might be over." But hey, you know, you need to listen to the coach, right? So I just did
That's true.
what he said, and yeah, the fight was over.
Yeah, and you that way you also avoid taking damage, and you can go back
Exactly.
quickly on your feet, which is what you did because 4 months later you had another fight. This time was in Amsterdam, so in front of your home crowd at LFL 9, Levels Fight
Yeah.
League 9, which is a Dutch organization.
Yeah.
You were facing Kevin Ward,
Yeah.
and again you won via TKO in the first round also. But this time you show more of yourself. You show also that you were ready to wrestle, ready to
Yeah.
grapple,
Yeah.
ground and pound. Was that the plan? Like wanting to show that you were more than just a striker?
Yeah, that was definitely the plan. I mean, Kevin Ward is someone that has a lot of experience.
Yeah,
He actually already did a pro MMA fight in the past and have been training MMA. But just like me, his focus eventually was more on the striking part. So I think he's a 4 or 5 time world champion. He
yeah,
fought at different organizations like Glory. He did some Muay Thai. Yeah, he traveled the world. So a man with a lot of experience. Also, he's very good in like big weight cuts, which give him a huge
advantage.
reach advantage most of the times. So I knew that I needed to close the gap. That was the game plan. And instead of like only pressuring him with the striking part, the plan was also to show the people that I'm a MMA fighter, not only a striker, and to show the people that I'm also very skillful on the ground, and I'm able to take people down and to, you know,
Yeah,
get the top position and to finish it over there. So, and that is what I did.
and how was it to fight in front of your home crowd?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it has been a while, and like, you know, it was really nice. It was a huge venue in the Wester Park. They turned it into a coliseum.
Yeah,
Also, the shape of the building is like a coliseum
yeah, it looks
vibe.
great.
So they really did a amazing job. So very thankful for the opportunity LFL gave me to show my home crowd what I'm capable of. Also, it was in a neighborhood where I grew up, so that was an extra motivation.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think it's always extra sweet to be able to perform in front of friends and family.
Yeah.
And you didn't waste any time because you competed at the next LFL 10 in October.
Mm.
You faced a Brazilian, Guilherme Assis, who wanted also to strike with you at the beginning. Then
Yeah.
I think he saw that it was going to be difficult because you were really in control
Pressure.
of the
Yeah.
striking.
Yeah.
And he made one mistake. He tried to put you down. You
Hmm.
saw it coming. You took his back, finished him with a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
So not forcing anything, not rushing anything. You were just pressuring, taking what he gave you. Was that
Hmm.
also the game plan, just to capitalize on his mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was like end purple or begin brown belt,
Yeah,
so I mean, it's a Brazilian, so they grow up with this shit. So I knew also that he likes to go into fights, and he's really there to fight. So I was ready and prepared for everything. So yeah, I started with putting the pressure on him to see how he reacts. I saw that he didn't like it. He almost catch my front kick, so I turned and gave my back, and he wanted to capitalize on it, but I foresaw that and reversed him quickly, and in a split second, I saw the moment to grab his back and to go for the rear naked choke,
Yeah,
and we got it like, and it's really insane. It's because he really was mad because he's a
yeah,
brown belt and getting choked by a kickboxer like in the first round that quick. It's like, I know it's
it's
kind of
frustrating.
sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the game, right?
that's the game.
One mistake and it can be over. That was the case. He really made a mistake and you capitalized. So
Yeah,
congratulations to you for this.
yeah,
And that was also then like third kind of finish because you gotta finish on striking, you gotta finish ground and pound, and you gotta finish with rear naked choke. So really showcasing everything
yeah.
in 2023.
Hmm.
Three fights in 1 year. Were you really willing to be as active as possible?
Yeah, I mean, like, it was all in the first round. So
Yeah,
after the fight, I didn't had any big problems. Of course, there's more than just a fight because the trainings are like hell, are
it
tough
counts.
as hell. So of course, I also endured some injuries and things like that. But yeah, I was ready, and I knew that because I wasn't active for a while, that it's important to gain some experience. So next to fighting MMA, I also did like grappling tournaments to get as much as experience as possible. To get used to the feeling, but also to different styles and to learn from my opponents. So yeah, I think being active was also good for me in a sense.
Since this year, so 2024, you are signed with Brave CF.
Now, I'm not signed, by the
Not
way.
signed. You do. You have only fight for contracts.
Yeah,
Only contracts per fight. I mean.
yeah.
Ah, okay. I thought you were signed.
Free. I'm a free agent. So if anyone's see that, any promoters that are willing, you know,
Go get
you
that
know
guy.
what I mean.
Go get that guy. Yeah. Okay. Well, still, you competed twice at Brave CF in 2024. Brave CF is a huge organization for those who don't know. Really famous in the Middle East and in Europe. Um, you fought two experienced fighters. Like before that, you were fighting people with 2 or 3 fights. Now they were having close than 10 fights. So it was Oscar Erchik and Adrian Gralak.
Yeah, Oscar even had more than 10
Yeah,
fights.
he had
Yeah,
13 fights, I think.
yeah.
9-4 he was when you faced him. And
Nice.
again, two finishes in the first round. Again, against bigger competition. I mean,
Mhm.
what kind of message does it send to the other organization?
The message that I'm sending is that I'm growing and growing and growing each and every fight, and that I really belong on the top. And I don't, I'm humble. I know there are a lot of things I need to work on, um, but I'm also realistic. I mean, like, I trained and sparred for many years with the biggest fighters, biggest strikers in the world.
Yeah,
I do now do the same with a lot of very skillful wrestlers and BGG guys. I have a good team around me, and I have the right mindset. So I'm definitely a person to watch.
for sure. I mean, Adrian Gralak, which was also the person you should have fought in the first appearance at Brave, but
Yeah,
he then got injured. I mean, he's a really legit middleweight, and yeah, you won against him again in the first round. I mean, what are your plans going further? So not especially fighting for Brave, but what how do you
Yeah,
see your future?
yeah, like I must say, I'm very happy with Brave. I'm very happy with my management that arranged that. I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Okay.
We do a great job, and I know that following this path is a good path. And my goal is to become world champion in one of the top five biggest organizations in the world. So what I say, Brave is very good to me. I love the team. I love what the Sheikh is doing. I
Yeah.
love what the president, the Hawk Shahid, is doing for the sport. I love that they're going to because they are the most global MMA organizations. They really
They go
organize
everywhere.
in. They go everywhere, everywhere. So I love how they promote the sport worldwide in different areas. So I feel good fighting for Brave. So let's see what the future brings. I mean, I want to become world champion. So if they give me a title shot, I will be very, grateful to take the opportunity and to show the people what I'm capable of.
Are you still regularly in contact with them? I mean, you fought 10 days ago, though, so
Yeah.
that's quite recent. But are you still regularly in contact with
Yeah,
them?
because I have good contact with the team, especially with the marketing guys.
Okay.
Because a lot of times I came up with like the social media sketches and videos, and we're always like sparring together. Hey, I have a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, what is your idea? Oh no, I like your what's better. Oh, we should create it like this. So like we're also, I'm also not only like busy with the fighting part, but I'm also like busy with the marketing part and like promoting the fight and really, you know, yeah, helping the team as well, because on the end we want the same. We want people to give more recognitions to the fight, to reach a bigger audience,
Yeah.
and to promote the sport. So yeah, I'm very. I have good contact with the Brave team.
That's nice. They quite made you kind of the face of MMA in Netherlands for them. I mean, at least
Yeah, yeah,
because both events were in the Netherlands in
hmm?
Alkmaar both time, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
and you were co-main at both time, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean they like to show you, right? To put the light on you a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like the first time was like a risk for them
Yeah,
because, to be honest, what did I, I didn't prove anything back then. Like, of course, I proved something, and of course, the people in the fighting game know that I always was the guy on the background that helped all the big champions in the Netherlands. But like people around that didn't really know me or didn't know what I was capable of. So the first time definitely was like a tryout for them. Fun. Okay, he looks nice, he can talk nice, but let's see what happens. But I proved myself,
yeah,
and you know everything that came along with it, like the promotion that I did myself, bringing the team with me to Amsterdam to show the city, making jokes with my opponent, like being kind to the whole team, like chilling all the time, not grumpy, like having fun until the fight, and also knocking him out in like a classic way. And my walkout, the crowd,
yeah,
everyone going wild, like it was a complete package. And that's how I showed, like, hey, I belong there. I'm not only a good fighter, but I'm a overall great entertainer. I love the sport. The sports love me. I love the people. People love me. So that's why they decided to give me another shot at the co-main event, which I also dominated and proved that they
yeah.
made the right decision.
Do you think those kind of performances are also opening the way for other Dutch fighters? Because of course,
Of course,
as you know, when you fight in one country, you try to put as much fighters from the country on the card.
yeah.
And do you think your performances are helping other Dutch fighters to get on those kind of events?
I know for a fact that is helping. I know for a fact there are a lot of fighters that like text me, fighters that already busy in the game for multiple years,
Yeah,
but also people that want to pursue like an MMA career or start training MMA for the first time. There are a lot of people texting me that I really inspire and motivate them to like continue with this or to start with the sport. um, like I have quite some reach. Like now I'm chilling around 1 million views a month. So I know for a fact that I'm reaching a lot of people with what I do. So I'm promoting the sport, the MMA sport, but I also promote the Dutch fighters uh, in the MMA game, and that's also the message what I want to give. And also, if you watch my post and pre-interviews, I also tell the people like, hey, we are not only good kickboxers, we also have good MMA fighters, and we really have some talents over here. So I'm trying to put the Netherlands on the map, also in MMA, and I'm really trying to bust open doors for the fighters that come after me.
yeah, for sure. I think for sure that it's helping. There is more and more, as we said it off camera. There's more and more events in the Netherlands. More and more fighters coming to fight in the Netherlands. So I think that's definitely helping. I want to rewind a bit, like looking at your first pro fights in MMA or in kickboxing.
Yeah.
What do you think is your biggest improvement?
I always was like a calm person, but now I'm more calm, more collected, and I also know better when to react and go for the kill and when to back down.
Yeah, you know when to put some more pressure. That's what
Yeah,
also what you mean. Yeah,
yeah.
I think it shows in your last performances. As we wrapping it up, Noah, because that was actually my last questions. Do you have anything to add for fans, for organizations, sponsors, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful for you interviewing me. I support platforms like this, and I love that you're doing a great job in promoting the sport. I mean, to be honest, you invest your time and money into this, and you don't get like things back because you really do it for the love of the sport now. But I would like to see more people like really give more recognition to the sport and really give the fighters their props they deserve, because man, it's crazy. It's a crazy idea that we're literally like putting our life on the line just for entertaining for other people's, and like financially and like sometimes the respect what we get is it's not in line with what we put into it,
For sure.
But I must say we came a long way. It's much and much better now. People respect our much more. A lot of people start doing MMA themselves because like doing competition and real fight is not for everyone.
No.
you know, Being busy and learning techniques, give you like a good feeling and a confidence boost to tackle more challenges in life, setbacks, business, all kind of things. So I'm happy to see that it's growing. But for the people watching, if you can do like support, go to a local event, cheer for the athletes,
Yeah,
and really support the martial art game.
I agree. And I'm really grateful that you came. I know you have a busy schedule, and you took some time, 1 hour to talk with me. So I'm really grateful for this. I can't wait to see your next fights. I think you are a great fighter, and also you like to entertain. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Guys, I will put his socials in the description of this video. Go get on his Instagram page. TikTok page, everything. It's really, really worth it. Thanks again, Noah. I see.
Thank you. And one thing to the fans and people watching, please, if you can do one thing for me, follow Fight IQ. Press on the like button,
Thank you
follow
very
Fight
much.
IQ, and you will see much more. Oos.
Us. Thank you very much. See you later, Noah.
See you later.
Bye.